Hello and welcome to Tom Clancy's The Division. Okay, so yep, I am playing this on the free weekend that is, or was, at the time of this recording, and so when I'm going to post it ran from the weekend of May 5th to the 7th of 2017. So yep, this is Tom Clancy's The Division, by this point in time, quite an old game actually, but yep, I decided to give it a whirl because, well, it's free, so why not check it out. And one thing I must say is it's something I am actually probably not very fond of. I would say I sort of enjoyed playing this game up until a certain point, and when you see the other videos, yeah, you'll probably be able to guess when that is. But otherwise, right, when it actually gets into proper visuals, yep, this is the main menu, and that's the character I created, a sort of semi-Gordon Freeman surviving in the post-apocalyptic New York, although, what is it called? I say post-apocalyptic, it's after pandemic, more likely, and I don't think the rest of the US is actually as bad as what has happened in New York. New York, or at least Manhattan, the area you play in, is quite a desolate disaster zone. But otherwise, it's from what I gather, the rest of the US seems to be completely fine, or is trying to help stop the pandemic. But otherwise, yep, here is the game. Get in, and yep, the graphics are they're alright. I mean, I'm also kind of at the moment here not running that at full capacity. I do go into the menu a little bit later on, and I actually turn things up to max, or at least what it says as a sensible amount of maximum. But yep, this part I've actually skipped. There's a little bit of a tutorial just when you load up the game. It just goes straight into a character customization, and then you do a little bit of shooting to try and orientate yourself and stuff. And here's some civilians, completely silent, no dialogue going on whatsoever. They're basically not even real, they're just set dressing, much like that crow that flew straight through my body. But yeah, otherwise it's a really interesting setting, and the actual play area looks quite nice, I must say.
Agent, I've confirmed that your fellow agent Faye Lau has arrived here. Check in with her when you get inside.
That is the whole issue of, it's not exactly a third-person shooter. It's more a third-person RPG with shooter elements. It's also a chest-high cover-based shooter as well. It's a chest-high cover-based shooter that has heavy RPG elements, making all of the enemies bullet spongy. Or
readings indicate this area is safe.
A lot of a player clip through there. And yeah, even though this is an online game, if you don't invite people into things, you don't see any other players outside of these little safe zone areas, basically. It's kind of a bit of it's trying to be MMO, but it's failing quite badly, because there isn't really an open world other than if you get into the actual dark zone PvP area.
We're losing this whole neighborhood. Rioters are moving through, in force, headed this way.
Put your people there. I see someone else got the call. I'm Agent Faye Lau, Division. Activated the same time as you, part of the second wave of us going in. I don't know what happened to the first wave, but unfortunately, there's still lots left for us to do. We don't have much intel, and we don't have the luxury of failure. Not with Manhattan under lockdown and Brooklyn on the brink. People like me, and you, we're what's left to hold the line. With any luck, we'll have more to go on once we rendezvous with the commander. More about the situation, about who's turning the streets into a war zone. Anything that's going to help us do what we're supposed to do. Now, if you'll excuse me, Lieutenant.
Officer Hazen and his team are handling situation reports. If you're looking for a hotspot, that's who you want to talk to.
Yeah, because, like...
Complete your activation at the terminal to enable Directive 51 operational status and equipment.
That, scripted scene? No, cutscene. Yeah, I guess you could call it that. In-game cutscene. I was the only person saying that. There were no other friendly players or anything engaging in that cutscene at the same time I was. As you can see from the player who basically spawned.
I've never seen Brooklyn like this. We're barely hanging on.
The other one's running around.
I'll be your point of contact for any emergency ops. We've had plenty of action and it's not letting up. Jesus.
Yeah, more.
I'm not gonna have any hair left when this thing is done.
Characters. I don't really think even have any personality whatsoever. Even just a rather generic soldier type characters or rookie soldiers who don't know what they're doing exactly. Don't know what to do properly.
Warning. You're exiting the safe area.
Yep. Well, that's the other interesting thing is the waypoint system.
Agent,
the visual.
Riders took the weekly food supply from the Brooklyn Heights distribution center. They try and sell it back to all the starving people. Plain and simple profiteering on the backs of people who are suffering. Get that food back.
Right, yep. And these pop-ups that tells me where
Don't do it. I'm begging you. I got a family.
so I go for the first one I can see. Yeah, okay, that slot's actually locked. You can unlock it later. You only have one active skill at one time. Right at this moment. Eventually unlock 3, I believe. 3 slots and then choose one of all of those myriad of skills there, which is kind of annoying. And then, yeah, I proceed to wander around this area and not be able to find a way in because there's barbed fucking wire all over the fence. However, yeah, right here, I could have actually jumped over there. I returned back to there like an idiot. Eventually I realized, yeah, I can hop over that, but I mean, the other facet of why I can't jump on top of this trash truck and just jump over the fucking fence, for fuck's sakes, I don't know. Why they couldn't even... I mean, it's spotty with its environment control or what it allows you to do with the environment or your character control is very scripted, I must say. All of these, like... things where you can take cover against the wall, but I can't take cover against that fence, that gate, whatever, for no reason, but the gate doesn't even open, so it's basically just a wall. Why I can't climb up these trash bags, which it would have been a viable thing. That's another facet of the nice environment. Well, the environment looks pretty, but it's very annoying, and I could have actually scaled this fence too. But I didn't realize because it doesn't really telegraph that you can press control and vault over it or climb and vault over it. It doesn't really give you much of an indication as to what to do, where to go exactly, or it somewhat doesn't advertise things very well, I must say. It's another fault of the UI, I guess you could say. I do that solar pulse and it's still there, activating my hits or increased damage, etc. It's an interesting skill, but yep. And there's no actual jumping, as far as you can say. It's basically, and then I finally realized, yep, and then control you can get it. Okay. But yeah, the character can't jump, essentially, just on the spot or on their own. They have to actually, it has to be context sensitive. That's the whole context sensitive nature of every fucking thing. You can't just do anything if you want. It all has to be in specific little areas.
Supply crate located.
Things. Control, I finally realized, yep, it says that there. Very tiny little thing. Where, piss me off. And the next location, okay, over there, so climb over here. But, yep, back to that was something I found initially irritating. The UI isn't, although it is not, it has these nice elements of the nano
approaching marked location,
like, screen, etc. Like these pulses and everything gets highlighted with like wireframe modeling, etc.
Area secured. Hostiles neutralized.
Actually 3 to 4 shots per person to actually take them down when they're just wearing clothing. No body armor, nothing to stop bullets,
Warning.
etc.
Hostile forces approaching.
Rounds from an MP5, that's still worth the pathetic. See that guy there? 3 shots, 3 full shots directly into the brain. No, and doesn't kill him. Same there. Watching a realistic, tactical type of setting. It's like I said, an RPG that has third-person cover shooter mechanics. It's not a legitimate cover shooter or third-person shooter. It's annoying for that. And then this one, yep, I can take cover, but then I have to get off of it to actually mark it. Why couldn't you just, while I was in cover, press F, mark it, it comes out of cover? There's just a lot of nitpicky stuff in it. It isn't
Great work,
polished,
Agent.
I must say. Even
We'll get that food back to the people who need
1
it.
or 2 years after its release, still isn't very well polished, I must say. They haven't changed, obviously, but that's Ubisoft for you. Their games always tend to be a bit wonky and very unpolished and somewhat rigid and just not smooth even as well, I must say. And this very weird inventory system, which, yep, it's there, I upgrade, and my character doesn't change looks because that's an entirely separate thing I get into later in another episode. Yeah, I'll get into possibly either later in this one or another episode. Also, I don't have a secondary weapon. I do have a sidearm, but yeah, 2 weapon or 2 weapon and a sidearm limit is kind of annoying. Pick up another mission. That one. Go over there.
Agent, we've got word of a hostage situation at a bank. Looks like you'll have to go through the subway tunnel to access the building. We need you to move in and minimize the damage.
This entire area is basically like a little tutorial kind of zone or a beginner zone. Yep, he didn't make it, but I climb over his corpse anyway. It's Brooklyn here, excuse me, it's the Brooklyn area. It's basically a beginner zone, ease you in and before you actually get to the proper open, semi-open world area that's in Manhattan. I mean this environment is quite cool, I must say, around civilians with the garbage that just litters the streets, how, yeah, just filled up and derelict vehicles. It is a really nice environment, I must say. Quite somewhat vibrant. Yeah, looters will be shot right there outside. It is a nice and vibrant, post-apocalyptic, in a way, environment. Yeah, I keep saying that, I keep talking on about that, but it's so nice in that respect. It's just it's just such a shame the rest of the game it just isn't very good. There's big problems with sections of the game I have because of the RPG type system. If it wasn't RPG loot mechanics and bullet spongy enemies with more damage modifying stats, effects and all that kind of stuff. If it was just like a straight cover shooter with more tactical lethality and stuff like what it should be, because it's a fucking Tom Clancy game, for crying out loud, it would be so much better. But it's just a giant letdown in a lot of respects.
Warning. Hostile presence detected.
That's where the enemies are, but I believe I had to do something, so yeah, it restarts. Yeah, let's just run through here again. And yeah, you'll definitely get to see where I started to hate this game in about like the 4th episode or even halfway through, because one of the other things is playing this game solo is a fucking chore. It's a goddamn gauntlet from hell, I must say. Enemies don't level scale even when you're just on your own. I swear they don't. But otherwise, it's definitely a game for multiple people in multiplayer, I must say, because that's where its pseudo MMO nature comes in. It's it just that too, because I won't play with any other human players throughout this playthrough, or just look into
Warning.
the beta.
Hostile presence detected.
Free weekend, but it's essentially a beta. I won't play with any of other people because I kind of just want to focus on the game. I don't want to get distracted by other people and potentially have them run through areas and just spoil things too quickly. But it's definitely a game for group play, I must say. Enemies don't scale very well. I mean, especially the bosses where they're stupidly powerful for just a person who is wearing regular clothes. It's just exactly what my character's wearing right now.
Area secured. Hostiles
You guys
neutralized.
are fucking health bars upon health bars. Here I grab a shotgun, which I can't really use at the moment alongside my MP5, but I do switch out for it. And I'll complain about the shotgun some more in just a second. But otherwise, the boss characters and elite characters are fucking annoying. For no goddamn reason other than to just fill out the RPG type of role of there's tough enemies. Well, you could have had tough enemies without being bullet spongy.
Nice work shutting that down,
It wasn't a
Agent.
fucking RPG and it was
Finally!
more
Do you ever need
backup,
Thank you
you
so
let me
much.
know.
That was
you would expect from a
terrifying.
fucking Tom Clancy
No,
game.
I need to get the hell
God
out of
damn
here.
it. It's Tom Clancy, for fuck's sakes. What do you expect from that? I mean, from the guys from the franchise that brought you Ghost Recon, Rainbow Six. Those aren't fucking RPGs where you put bullet spongy enemies. No, it should be such a lethal combat where bullets, every bullet matters, etc., and headshots kill with one hit, and etc. Because nobody's wearing fucking armor on their heads, for crying out loud. I don't know. It just irks me. But yeah, there's a cool gun customization system where the actual mods show up on the actual gun, and when you're actually holding the gun, your character changes stances. Like if you have a forward grip, he holds the grip instead of the choke or the pump right there. And then you do get appearance changes, but what the fuck? Why don't the actual gear you wear reflect on your character? It's just, those are stats. They're all just stats. It annoys me as well. But otherwise, yeah, for what I play, I enjoy the beginning of this game, and then afterwards it turns into a fucking grind, a fucking chore to play, because you get these shitty bullet spongy enemies that just soak up bullets like there's no tomorrow. It's and then I'm rather late to the game. I am prehistorically late to the game on this, but it was good for the first hour or two, and then from there on afterwards it starts to get annoyingly grindy, and the storyline is rather meh. I mean, the premise is interesting with let's equip a shotgun here, which it's basically Manhattan gets attacked, has a bio-terrorist attack where someone implants or infects currency dollar bills with a smallpox virus, a highly contagious variant of the smallpox virus, which I guess people don't vaccine anymore, but then yeah, that's a big thing in today. So yeah, I mean, hell, I've been any kinds of shots, flu shots and the like, not because I don't believe in them, just because I fucking forget. Going to the doctor is a chore to get those done every year, etc., etc. But yeah, otherwise, this it could have had so much more promise. Instead, it's just a looter shooter with terrible terrible cover mechanics. That, yeah, the whole sticky cover thing. Well, no, the jump into cover crap. It's annoying. You can't crouch. You can't crouch walk in any kind of stealth. There's 0 stealth in this game. Opening these loot boxes is kind of cool. Yeah, I got a pistol, but I think it's worse than what I've got. Unless I equip it. And then, oh yeah, complaining about shotguns. You'll see me shoot some enemies that are like 2 feet away, and I hardly damage them at all. It's like, that's not how shotguns work. Shotguns actually do have pretty decent range in reality. And this game, being Tom Clancy, you would expect highly realistic gameplay and highly tactical, realistically tactical gameplay, but shotguns are basically like blunderbusses. You can't hit someone or kill anyone unless they're standing right next to you, like literally touching your body. You can't kill people with a shotgun, and it's so annoying because, I mean, yeah, you use the SMGs and assault rifles to pick off enemies at intermediate or long ranges. Well, probably long is more like the battle rifles you eventually get, and you can switch scopes on them. And yeah, here I'm switching out and trying to update the graphics because they're all, for some shitty reason, set to low. And I just decided to go fuck it and use the settings up here, just a slider basically to get everything working. And yeah, I don't understand why you would do that with shotguns, because it's a cool alternative to have instead of, like I was explaining, I got off track. SMGs, assault rifles, intermediate or medium and sort of semi-long range, while shotguns should be close and intermediate or medium-ish range. In this one, it's like it's right next to you, or it's extreme close range. No other option, and they shouldn't be like that because it's just insanely stupid. And it's one of those. What should have been one of my most enjoyable types of weapons is rendered fucking pathetic or fucking emaciated and just castrated in a way. It's just terrible. And you'll see up here when I engage them. But yep, I end up switching to pistol.
Missing supply crate located.
I would like to use, like, as I do, like, rifle, SMG, a shotgun as a backup, and then pistol as last ditch kind of thing. But that I should at least be hitting him by that range. And then at that range, I'm doing like a bounce of shotgun. Oh, shut the door, yeah. From the easy trailer, which was a goddamn lie. Just pistol and small. That's easy. Here's a cluster of weapons. Yeah, you one of the other ways to do melee in the game, up close. What the fuck are we putting on there?
Area secured. Hostiles neutralized.
Tab. Strange enough, when I found that out eventually, you'll see that in a later episode. Tab is melee. One of the most stupidest, just what the fuck key bindings for melee because it also functions when you have a scope
Sparrow 5
on a
here.
rifle.
We're approaching your position now.
Sometimes you go into iron, or you aim, and then you press tab, and it goes into a scope thing.
Hostile forces
why
approaching.
tab? And you've bound it. It's the same key that does melee. Are you fucking stupid? That's like the most moronic thing to do a dual binding for, I must say. But then again, this is probably originally made for consoles, because yep, your feels and controls like that you should do in consoles. Like a keyboard, no, controller, excuse me. Brain fart. Even though I'm playing a single player, you might see some lags. It's a single player solo game, it's still online. By living in the sort of internet South Africa, you get shitty amounts of lag and latency, and it's just, you don't get a smooth game sometimes. Like I'm firing and you take damage after I fire, etc. There's a delay, and then playing software, which is it's unforgivable.
Confirmed.
It's also
Sparrow 5 is
stupid
on
to
site and ready to engage.
why didn't yeah, cover? I was in cover, and he shot me to death. The game has one rule for the enemies and another rule for you. You can die while in cover, even being shot from a person who's directly across from your cover, or you're in cover from. But then when they're in cover, you can't headshot them, and they have protection and stuff, and it's fucking stupid. That, at least the time since I killed it, but that was because he had 1 health, 1 HP.
Target is secure. No more hostiles detected.
Yep,
Great work, Agent.
basically
We'll get
I
those
would
drugs
say
back
don't
to
buy
the
this game.
wounded where they'll be used properly.
Don't buy it, don't play it, especially now that it's basically out of its now honeymoon or grace period. It's an old game now, and it's there's so much other games you can play that are out there that just aren't as annoyingly fucking finicky and marred by strange and stupid game choice. What's it now? Design choices. Excuse me. Well, it suffers from the same thing Shadow Warrior 2 does in a way. They could have had a great third-person tactical cover shooter here. Instead, they throw in all of these RPG elements with bullet spongy shitty enemies, and it's just so much worse than what it could have been. But yep, I'll complain some more in another episode. So right, I'll see you then next time. Okay, bye.
You are now entering a safe area.
Fantastic work, Agent. I think you put the lid back on this place just when it was about to boil over. We all thank you. And I wanted to say personally that I've lived in Brooklyn my whole life. So what you've done means a lot to me.
You're back with Uncle Rick and Wouldn't You Know It podcast and pirate radio. Now everybody knows about the JTF, right? The Joint Task Force. That's like cops and the firefighters, EMTs, National Guard, reservists, doing what they can to keep some semblance of civic order. Keeping things from totally falling to shit. Nothing but respect for
Got a
those
piece here
folks.
that's calling your name.
Like the puppets say, those are the people in your neighborhood, they're us. But they ain't the only ones out there. You ever hear of a little thing called National Security Presidential Directive 51? No? You wouldn't have. Not the sort of thing they put on the front page of the Post. No, Directive 51 is more your basic secret government takeover plan type deal to provide what the spooks refer to as continuity of government. Doesn't sound so scary, does it? Until you find out how it works, which is they got clandestine government agents embedded among us. And when Directive 51 goes out, those agents get activated. Our government has sleeper cells in our own goddamn country. NSA types who look and sound like you and me until their on switch gets flipped. And then what? They start rounding people up? Putting them in camps? Executing us? I don't know, but the thing is, nobody knows. I mean, martial law is undemocratic, but at least it's transparent. But who these people are, what they're up to, it's also top secret. And even the president probably doesn't know the details. Plausible deniability, folks. Plausible fucking deniability. Home of the free? My ass.
Hey, don't walk away.
Warning, now leaving the safe area.
Hey, you think we could get these guys to help us?
Are you crazy? Have you seen the things they do? They're murderers.
Well, it's not exactly like we have a choice. We can't keep doing this on our own.
Sure we can. There's always a way. We stay hidden. Use our heads.
You got nothing to fear from me. Hey, man. Hang in there. Oh, what the hell?
Agent, get that precinct back under control. If that precinct goes, we lose Brooklyn.
Hostiles incoming.
Don't stop till they're dead. They're just gonna keep charging.
We'll see you moving on the roof. Looks like they've got grenades.
Hostiles incoming.
We'll see you moving on the roof. Looks like they've got grenades. Brooklyn Dispatch, this is Division Command. We've got an agent incoming to assist at the 84th, but all entrances are blockaded.
Division, that's the best news I've had all month. Try the parking garage in the back.
Got that, Agent? That's your in. Go get him.
Holy crap, how you hadn't showed up, things might have gone very different.
no strategy. We can beat them.
We're gonna hold here.
Alert. Additional hostiles inbound.
They're laying down suppressive fire. I pull that off. That's fucking going down. Go look somewhere else. Need a breathe? That's fucking going down.
Warning. Incoming hostiles detected.
They're gonna try to rush us. Help!
Go survive. Fight! Let's kill them assholes. Eliminate the bastard. That's fucking going down. Get down.
You hadn't showed up, things might have gone very different.
Hostiles detected. Warning. Hostiles detected nearby.
Don't get them riled up. Play nice and give him time to get us out of here. Thanks for looking out for us.
I don't know where you came from, but we'd have been screwed without you. Thanks.
Alert. Hostiles detected.
This is sure putting a lot of chips on the table with this Queen's Tunnel move.
This is a lot more fun than I thought it would be. Just taking what I can. This might sting a little. Not much the GTF can tell.
Alert. Additional hostiles inbound. Warning. Hostiles detected nearby.
Something about those don't tell me this isn't right.
Warning. Additional hostiles incoming. Warning. Additional incoming hostiles detected.
Holy crap, how'd you do that? One hostile! Let's lock this down. Perfect shot. One hostile. Not
Warning.
shooting there.
Hostiles detected.
Goddamn lowlifes. Keep shooting like that.
Alert. Additional hostiles inbound.
shooting there. That was some nice work.
Excellent work, Agent. Brooklyn is stable again. Manhattan is another story. Let's get over there and see for ourselves. I've got more agents with me now. We'll rendezvous with Agent Lau and fly over together. Commander Chang out.
Over there. There's a bar behind that building. Best whiskey sours in Manhattan. If we take this city back, I'll buy you a drink. Sorry. I mean, when we take it back. Here it comes.